Meteorologist Eric Alf here with tornado warning right now in Georgetown. This is at 1:55 p.m. and we've got this heavy thunderstorm that has prompted this tornado warning in at around the Georgetown area. So what I want to do is I want to bring up the sky cam and show you what it's looking like outside right now at Georgetown. And it's calm right now, but it's gotten really dark and cloud bases are low. So any storm that's going to form has the potential to, if they rotate, something could touch down. So I do want to go back to the radar. We do have this tornado warning right now for Sussex County. Let me put up the timing for this warning, and it should be coming up. There we go. So 2:30 p.m. we have this tornado warning for Georgetown, Delaware, and the surrounding areas. So this right here might be the rotation notch that we're watching with this complex. So what I want to do is I want to go to velocity and see if we can find any rotation with this cell, because I have not been able to find any deep rotation, but it's really broad. Maybe around here where you have the winds kind of rotating, but I'm not seeing too much evidence of too much rotation. So this tornado warning is likely going to be radar indicated, and it is indicated. But the National Weather Service does note that there could be some large hail with this, hail up to 1 inch in diameter. So we'll be seeing if we could get ground confirmation with that. So new tornado warning around Sussex County. So I would say right here would be the notch for where the rotation is. So we'll go ahead and reduce the size of this lightning. There's some lightning, not a heck of a lot, but certainly some lightning over there. So let's decrease the size of this lightning, and we'll try to name out some towns right here. So there's Georgetown right now, and this is probably where we're going to have to feature the most concern for that area of rotation. I'm not seeing any really tightening rotation, but this could be the area of concern. Just enough backing winds to cause that rotation. So I would say, we'll actually turn off this lightning because this is getting in the way. So this is Route 18 and Route 113 right here. This is McDonald's Crossroads. So this is just towards the west of Georgetown, northwest of Georgetown. There's Georgetown right there. And look at the sky cam, and it's dead calm with the winds, but certainly a lot of heavy rain with this complex. So a lot of heavy rain here. I wouldn't be focused with any rotation over here, but I guess this is what the National Weather Service is eyeing. So we'll check the velocity, and there's just not a whole lot of evidence, but still we got to respect the polygon, right? So if you're in this polygon, any of these places, Georgetown, Woods Branch, and Springfield Crossroads, you just want to take your tornado precautions, be in the most interior part of your house, lowest floor, perhaps a closet, or perhaps a bathroom inside a bathtub, and just hunker down, and we'll get through this. So new tornado warning in effect for this region until 2:30 p.m. We'll actually put the time back up. There we go. Or I should say, 2:30 p.m. For these locations, new tornado warning. So let's get back to the velocity and see if we can find any defined rotation. And we'll zoom in, and so far it's just not too impressive. Again, on the radar, I would assume that the notch there's like a notch right here. Maybe you're getting trying to get some rotation here, but honestly, nothing too overly concerning, which is really, really good news. But still, with this tornado warning, we do definitely want to take some precautions. So this tornado warning, this storm is moving at around, if we could get the speed, the tornado warning, the storm is moving at around, 15 miles per hour. So kind of a slow mover. This is dumping a lot of rain in a short amount of time. But still, any of these locations, Georgetown, Wally's Corners, Shockley, Springfield Crossroads, Mount Jay, you're in this tornado warning polygon. For example, Old Furnace, you were not in the tornado warning, so all good on your end. And also Hard Scrabble, you were not in the tornado warning. So all good on that end. And this is the only tornado warning within the entire region, just right here in central Sussex County. But we will have to watch, maybe with a little bit of sea breeze interaction, if we could get some rotation to survive the trip to coastal Sussex County. That may include long night, but we'll see what the National Weather Service does with that. So we'll zoom on in, and the National Weather Service is saying that there is some radar indicator rotation. So far, I'm not seeing too much evidence of that. However, still want to take your necessary precautions. So we'll kind of zoom in. Maybe we could get a more defined look on that notch within the radar signature. So we'll zoom in with this, and it's still not overly impressive. Again, this is not where your rotation would be. This is kind of your rain outflowing from the storm complex. But if there were to be a rotation, which I'm not seeing too much evidence of, it would probably be right here. So perhaps towards the west of Georgetown, and it's actually raining really good right now in Georgetown. We're actually bringing the sky cam up and show you what's going on in Georgetown right now. Lots of heavy rain, and the winds are getting a bit gusty out there, I will say that. So this is a really nasty scene, and it is definitely getting windy. Look at that. Look at those flags. So you may want to take this seriously, because this is some really nasty weather that's unfolding right now in Georgetown. You're looking live right now at the shore, also sky cam. So anywhere around the Georgetown area where we mentioned in that tornado warning, you want to take it seriously. Any tornado warning you want to take seriously, even if the radar signatures aren't overly impressive. So torrential rain, some gusty winds, winds dying down a bit. I wouldn't be surprised if there's hail with this. That's one thing that the National Weather Service mentioned with this. There's the potential for hail up to a quarter size to 1 inch. So again, we're going to see if we could get ground confirmation with that. So I know some people may take more action when they can actually see the footage instead of radar returns. And this is what's unfolding right now in Georgetown. The heart of the storm cell is passing over, and lots of gusty winds, some thunder, lightning, really torrential rain. It is nasty. You do not want to be outside in this. And as opposed in this scenario where there's a lot of humidity, a lot of moisture, you get really low cloud bases, we do have to watch for, if there's any rotation with these storms, to potentially see some kind of funnel cloud touchdown as a tornado. So we're going to go right back to the radar and see if we can find anything more impressive, any more eye-opening or concerning with this cell. And it does look like we have a new severe thunderstorm warning in place for a lot of coastal Sussex County. And we'll actually see if there is this may be this is a special marine warning. That is my bad. So that is a special marine warning. We'll go ahead and put the time up, and we'll zoom in on where this is, and actually we'll get the high resolution radar. There we go. So here's the tornado warning in effect until 2:30 p.m. I would say anywhere west of this notch right here, you should be all clear. So we'll kind of zoom in and name in some of those towns. So, but still, you're in the tornado warning polygon, so just remain sheltered until this expires. You want to pay respect to this polygon. So, for example, Collins Road acres, you might be in the clear, but still, you're on the fringe of that tornado warning polygon. So just stay sheltered, and we'll get through this. This potential area where there would be some rotation is kind of crossing into Georgetown right now. I'm looking at the sky cam, and the winds have died down substantially, which is actually really good news. Still a lot of heavy rain with this, but we still got areas towards the west to be concerned about. So we have Woods Branch, we have Salisbury Switch, and Springfield Crossroads. You are, I would say, east of where the potential rotation would be. I'm going to go back and forth between the velocity, and I am still not seeing too much evidence of this being overly concerning. I wonder if the National Weather Service will have anything to say about this. Sometimes when a tornado warning is in progress, at some point they may say the tornado warning will be allowed to expire if it doesn't warrant the tornado warning. So I'm just checking that right now, and I am not seeing evidence of that. So they still have the tornado warning in place. We obviously saw some gusty winds with that complex. So I would say, if anything else, this storm cell does have the potential to produce some really gusty winds. And again, some really big hail is possible with this cell. So again, if you're just joining us, it's 2:05 p.m. The National Weather Service with the storm cell in central Sussex County has issued a tornado warning just due to radar indicated rotation. There's no confirmation of a tornado. It's highly possible a tornado may not even develop, but there's an eye concern from the National Weather Service that there could be some rotation with this cell. So we'll zoom in with this, and certainly quite a bit of lightning actually with this cell as well. I'll actually turn that off. And we'll zoom in. So this is the only cell right now, the only cell on the entirety of the peninsula. We'll actually zoom out and give you a closer view, or I should say a more broad view. Only cell with the tornado warning. This is a special marine warning right here for some gusty winds for any boaters out there, but not a severe thunderstorm warning. This is the tornado warning, the only tornado warning that we've had all afternoon so far. It's been really nasty up in southern New Jersey. Lots of flash flooding and a couple of tornado warnings, but so far this is the only one. Not a whole lot of activity to our north and west, as you can see. So we'll kind of zoom in and kind of just take this on a very localized level, and we'll start to show some more towns again, some more roads. Again, a lot of heavy rain, some thunder and lightning. We'll actually put on the lightning again, see how much it is, but yeah, here we go. So there's definitely some lightning. And then we saw some gusty winds as we saw at Georgetown. Looking at the Georgetown camera right now, and it is calm out there. So that's good news. But again, the new tornado warning until 2:30 p.m. for central Sussex County. For reference, if you're just joining us, Georgetown's right here. So the bulk, the strongest point, the potential strongest point, I should say, of the cell is now crossing to your east and southeast. Georgetown, that's right here. So Woods Branch, it's likely raining fairly good out there right now. And the National Weather Service has gone up to issue a tornado warning for the cell. If you're just joining us, luckily I'm not seeing too much evidence of really any substantial rotation. Very good news, but we still want to take this seriously. So I showed you the lightning. We'll go ahead and turn off that lightning, and we'll kind of zoom in. So, I mean, just a lot of heavy rain. There's a good old mass of rain. There's probably some gusty winds as well. Lots of roads listed here. So here's Wood Branch, and then we got Sussex Pines Road right here. Wood Branch Road is right here. All these places, you're getting some torrential rain. This is some heavy stuff right here, indicated by all these reds. Again, this is the tornado warning cell, and it's one of those situations where it's just a course for least regret, right? The National Weather Service, at least the National Weather Service has seen some rotation with the cell, and while I'm not seeing it too much, hopefully that remains the case. We're going to stay hunkered down, especially for areas, I think, east and southeast of Georgetown. I think just stay sheltered, and even areas towards the west of Georgetown. You're still in that tornado warning polygon. We'll see what the National Weather Service does. If I were to guess, I don't think this is going to be extended. I just don't see any signatures for me to think otherwise. So that's definitely good news. So a lot of the activity right here does not look potent. I would be most concerned about this activity. But again, we're just going to go from radar to velocity and see if we can find any rotation within this complex. And again, the radar site is right to the north, so winds coming away from the radar, so that means winds will be coming this way. If you want to see a rotation couplet, you want to see the red and the green together, because that would indicate winds coming away from the radar, or going away from the radar, I should say, winds coming towards the radar. Just not really seeing that. That is good news, by the way. So hopefully this trend sticks, and we can cancel this tornado warning. Until then, tornado warning in coastal Sussex County. That includes Stockley, Mount Jay, Springfield Crossroads, even Georgetown. I would still remain sheltered. You are in the tornado warning polygon. However, my gut's telling me that the worst of this is moving to your east and southeast. And Willys Connors, still in the tornado warning polygon. So just want to stay sheltered. If you forget what the tornado warning, or I should say the tornado precaution safety plan is, just the most interior part of your house. If you have a basement, that's good. If not, lowest floor and away from windows. Even if you get really strong wind gusts, which we did see those gusty winds at Georgetown, if the winds are strong enough, that could do some damage, and you still want to be in the most interior part of your house, as a course of least regret. So again, just not seeing too much evidence of rotation. We're going to see what the National Weather Service says, and the tornado warning will still remain in effect until 2:30 p.m. So the National Weather Service is still going with this tornado warning. So again, it's really good news that we're not seeing too much of a violent signature on the radar. Really good news. I'm really happy to share that news. But yeah, so I just constantly keep going back to the velocity, and there's still not too much concern with this. So with that in mind, we're still going to stay hunkered down with this thing. We're going to stay with it until the tornado warning expires, and then we'll get to regularly scheduled program. Until then, though, if you're just joining us, for reference, here's Georgetown. We got this storm cell that's produced quite a bit of lightning, some really heavy rain. I wouldn't be surprised if there's been hail as well. And the National Weather Service has decided to pull the trigger on this cell and issue a tornado warning with this. So just especially, I think, if you're east and southeast of Georgetown, just stay hunkered down and we'll get through this. Hopefully this won't cause any damage and no tornado will touch down, which I really don't think that's going to be the case, as I'm not seeing too much evidence of that. So we'll kind of just zoom in, name it where I guess it's raining the heaviest in select towns. And a lot of heavy rain for Liberty Drive, Sussex Pines Road, Windy Lake Drive, Deep Branch Road. All of this torrential rain, even if the storm isn't severe, there's a lot of heavy rain. Thankfully, the storm is moving at a fairly decent clip. But I wouldn't be surprised if we get some pretty good ponding with this rain. It's coming down in buckets right now, so just be aware of that. If nothing else, yeah, a lot of heavy rain in this localized spot. So again, we'll just take a broader view, right? Only severe cell in the peninsula. It's pretty quiet for the rest of the region, but we're going to be keeping an eye out for more additional storm cells that develop this afternoon, some of which could be severe. There's a lot of heat and humidity out there. Well, not so much heat, I should say, but a lot of humidity, which is contributing to a lot of instability. So even the smallest triggers can create a thunderstorm, and just because it's so unstable, those storms could be severe. So not a guarantee everyone sees damaging storms today, but that has been a threat that we've been talking about for a couple of days. So if you're just joining us, tornado warning until 2:30 p.m. for this area in southern Sussex County. This is Route 30 right now, just towards the east of Georgetown. So the bulk of the heaviest rain, I would say the potential hail threat and the gustiest winds, I think, are migrating to the east of Georgetown. And as I've been saying, I don't think okay, that looks a little bit more impressive. So we'll go to the velocity and see what we can find with that, and see what we can gauge from that. So the notch looked fairly ominous, I should say. Still not seeing any tight couplet with that notch. Definitely good news. Maybe on the next radar scan we'll see something otherwise, but it's still not looking overly impressive. I wouldn't say the atmosphere or environment, I should say, today is conducive for like strong tornadoes, but it's just one of those instances where you just get a little bit of a backing of winds at the surface, a little bit of that veering of winds at the lowest levels of the atmosphere, and sometimes that can create a quick spin up. And I would think that this would be more of a quick spin up situation if a tornado were to develop. So we saw that notch on the radar, but the velocity, I think, tells a different story. So with that being said, again, that's really good news, but we just want to be careful, right? Show respect to the tornado warning polygon. We'll see what the National Weather Service is saying with this tornado warning polygon, see if they're thinking about canceling it, and there's still a tornado warning, so, or at least they're not thinking about a cancellation. So, okay, so just based on radar data alone, this would look a little bit concerning, kind of an inflow notch, and right around here, you may get a bit of rotation. So around here, I would probably be the most concerned. This is Pine Grove right now. So let's just kind of zoom into this area, I suppose. So this is around the Pine Grove area. We've got roads like Buntington Road, King Road at around this area, East Piney Grove Road. All of these locations, this is Pine Grove. I would probably say, just based on that radar signature alone, there could be some rotation evident with this, and just to the east of that, just a lot of heavy rain. So this is the current tornado warning situation. If you're just joining us at 2:30 p.m., this is expected to expire. So that's about 15 more minutes. And then just towards the east. This is not a severe thunderstorm warning, but a special marine warning. But still, could be some gusty winds. So this is a fairly impressive rain radar signature, I should say. But the velocity hasn't been looking too impressive. So again, if you're around these areas, definitely around the Piney Grove area and even Stockley, make sure you're going into your tornado safety precaution plans. That would be the lowest floor near the center of the house and perhaps away from windows would be the safest option. And we'll see just how this thing transpires. This is a fairly impressive signature just based on radar alone. I am happy to see that the velocity isn't reflecting that otherwise. So that's definitely some good news. So we'll kind of put on the lighting and just see how much lighting there is with this. And can't seem to get the radar on, lighting, I should say, on right now. But probably a lot of lightning with this. We'll go ahead to the velocity and see what's going on. Georgetown, the sky cam is all calm, so that's really good. So actually, we'll go to see if we're selecting the right. Yes, we are under the right radar signature, or radar site, I should say. And I mean, these brighter colors right here, some of these brighter reds, these could just be indicative of strong straight line winds as well, or sort of cool air in the upper levels of the atmosphere kind of collapsing in the form of strong gusty winds as well. That's kind of what we saw at Georgetown if you were with us earlier. We saw those gusty straight line winds with this complex. So if nothing else, these brighter red colors right here could indicate some stronger winds at the surface, but not necessarily rotation. So maybe just towards the east of Piney Grove, there could be some gusty winds within these brighter red shadings, but still not seeing too many signatures or eye-opening signatures of too much rotation on the velocity. But with that being said, we still have this tornado warning polygon in effect until 2:30 p.m. This is, for reference, this is Middlesboro right here. So Middlesboro is within the tornado warning polygon until 2:30 p.m. So you want to take your tornado safety precautions. And as I've been saying, I don't see much evidence for the National Weather Service to want to extend this tornado warning. And we'll see what happens. I just don't think that's going to be the case. That would be really good news. So again, we've been flipping through the velocity. This product shows us where the rotation is. You want to see where the winds are coming away and towards the radar site, which is to our north. That's where you're going to see a rotation. And there's just not too much evidence of that. Really kind of be splitting hairs at this point if you're to find, if you're trying to find any rotation. So we'll check back with that, and we'll go back to this. All right, so we'll just kind of base this on the radar. This looks fairly impressive. This could just be what we call a mesolow and basically just rotation aloft. But if there's rotation aloft, you have to be careful because that could touch down to the ground. So here's Georgetown right now, and actually the tornado warning polygon has been trimmed, which makes sense, right? So as I've been mentioning, the worst of the storm has been moving away from Georgetown. So this is south of Georgetown, but I would say all clear for you. Areas towards the north, areas towards the west, points north and west, I would say all clear. So now let's zoom in, and again, a lot of heavy rain just over here. This is Mount J, north of Mount J, and south of Springfield Crossroads. If there were to be a rotation, I think we're going to kind of focus our attention right in here. And, oh, a new radar scan. So this radar scan even looks less impressive, if I had to say. So we're still going to keep with this tornado warning per the National Weather Service. We'll see what National Weather Service is saying. This will expire in 10 minutes, by the way. The severe thunderstorm warning is still in effect. So we'll stay with you until this expires. And that should be within about 10 minutes. Again, I don't think this should be extended, but we'll see what the National Weather Service does. So we'll kind of zoom into where I think will be the greatest areas of concern. So for reference, here's there's shortly right there. Bryan Stores, for example, all clear. You're not within the tornado warning polygon. So you're safe from this, but areas I'd say, shortly, we'll kind of zoom in here. There's Mount J. A lot of heavy rain. This is some torrential rainfall right here. So again, some ponding is possible, but gusty winds will be a thing as well. We saw that at Georgetown. So just a heads up, we've been anticipating the potential for strong storms, and we did mention the chance for an isolated tornado. Again, though, this is a radar-confirmed tornado, so this does not mean a tornado is confirmed. But the National Weather Service is saying that they're seeing rotation on the radar, or rotation signature, I should say. So with that, of course, at least regret, I think this is what this mostly is. They're going to kind of keep with this tornado warning. So typically, in signature, you want to see kind of like, this notch right here, kind of like a supercell structure, kind of show characteristics of a supercell with that structure as well. But supercell does not automatically mean a tornado. So we'll kind of stick with this. And if you're just joining us, for reference, we do have a tornado warning in effect until 2:30 p.m. That's going to be 10 more minutes. And then hopefully we can get back to regularly scheduled programming, and we'll kind of be done with this, though we will keep an eye out for some stronger additional storms later this afternoon. So here's Millsboro. You're in the tornado warning polygon, and right now this storm is to your northwest. Georgetown, you're in the clear. This storm is to your south. So no tornado warning for you. Definitely some good news on that end. But this is the tornado warning polygon in effect until 2:30 p.m. And actually, it looks like we may have a new severe thunderstorm warning. If actually I can get rid of this marine warning, that would actually be ideal. Because it looks like we may have a new tornado warning, or I should say severe thunderstorm warning. This is actually towards the Lewis, Delaware area. So let's go ahead and try to turn off this marine warning because it's kind of getting in the way. And we'll just focus on the tornado warning. And there we go. So if you're just joining us, about 10 more minutes or so, a tornado warning until 2:30 p.m. for this complex right here. For reference, here's Georgetown and here's Millsboro. So the National Weather Service is eyeing concern for this cell right here for a potential tornado warning. Or I should say a potential tornado that could touch down. And we do have a tornado warning in effect. So areas like Mount Jay, lots of heavy rain. There's probably maybe some gusty winds, but typically with these structures, it's kind of right around here where you want to be the most careful for potential rotation and maybe a tornado touchdown. But again, as I've been saying for quite a while, not seeing too much evidence of impressive rotation. So that's really good news. So we got this tornado warning, and it's kind of moving at southeast at around 15 miles per hour or so with this notch. So if we can maybe, this is moving at 15 miles per hour, we could probably get some timing with maybe a few towns, and we'll kind of just maybe with that and see what we can get, and probably with that structure right there. We'll zoom in if we can get a few towns. It doesn't seem to be working right now, but I would say within this general ballpark right here, this is where your potential rotation may be. So we'll kind of zoom out, give an overall view of the tornado warning for this structure right here. We'll go ahead and switch to velocity and see if we can find anything of concern with this potential rotation signature. And still nothing overly impressive, I might add. Really good news. But it is showing, and I am seeing reports right now, actually, it looks like just towards the north and east of Millsboro, there's actually a report of some quarter-sized hail. So we are seeing some hail with where that heaviest rain is. So right around here, we've likely seen some hail with this. I just saw a report of quarter-sized hail with destruction. Lots of heavy rain, probably a lot of thunder and lightning as well. And we still have this tornado warning in effect. And actually, we now have a new tornado warning that looks like that has been issued now further towards the south, or I should say towards the east. So this tornado warning will go in effect until 3:15 p.m. This is a new tornado warning. So we're going to include areas like Selbyville, Ocean View, Long Neck. You are now in a new tornado warning. So I think the signature alone does show concern for potential rotation. So we're going to stick with this. The old tornado warning will expire in about 5 minutes or so, and then we're going to be paying attention to this new tornado warning. So we now have a new tornado warning, now in effect until 3:15 p.m. This includes Frankfort, Selbyville, Ocean View, even Fenwick Island, and Long Neck. We just got a new a new radar scan. I'm hearing some thunder outside the studio. So this is a new radar scan. So based on that, we'll just see if we can find any concern on the velocity. So maybe right around here. This is Phillips Hill, Mount Jay, Shockley. Right around here, it looks like there may be evidence of some tightening rotation. So we'll certainly keep an eye on that. But in the meantime, we're going to be focusing on areas now further towards the south and west. So now we're going to name areas like Dagsboro, Frankfort, Long Neck, Ocean View, and South Bethany. You are under a tornado warning. If you are just joining us, this is a newly issued tornado warning. So you want to go through your tornado precautions. That's lowest floor, near the center of your house, away from windows. You just want to stay sheltered and take this seriously as this complex begins to push offshore. So we'll save this for the duration of this tornado warning. And actually, this is heading towards Dagsboro. We might be able to actually bring up the Dagsboro Skycam and see what we can find with this cell. So we'll bring up the Dagsboro Skycam and see what we can find, because we should be able to get a good view of the cell with the Dagsboro Skycam. I'm going to try to pull it up, and there we go. And we'll bring up the Skycam and see what we can find with this. The storm isn't within and yeah, I'm not sure what's happening there, but we'll try it again. If it doesn't work, then so be it. We'll just kind of deal with it. This should be the Dagsboro Skycam at Pepper Creek, but this could actually be some heavy rain, actually, so that's possible as well. But it doesn't look like it's completely good view right now, so that's not going to help us. We'll go back to the radar and talk about this new tornado warning. So I'm actually going to see what the National Weather Service is saying with this newly issued tornado warning. And so it's radar indicated the potential for a tornado and ping pong sized hail. So that's another concern, is that there could be some fairly sizable hail with this complex. We already saw a report on my phone of pea-sized hail towards the north and west, or should I say the north and east of Millsboro. So that's something to be aware of. But this right here, Millsboro, Bullseye, Dagsboro, West Beach, Oak Orchard, even Long Neck, and we'll even include Long Neck and Holiday Pines. Just because you're in the tornado warning, we definitely want to respect that. This is Millsboro for reference. A tornado warning in effect until 3:15 p.m. It's easy for any of these singular cells today to really blossom into something potent because of the unstable and warm and humid air mass that we've been seeing. So we have this tornado warning, and just quickly, we'll kind of go up here. This is a severe thunderstorm warning, and to my recollection, sometimes these severe thunderstorm warnings have a tornado tag, and it doesn't look like this one has a tornado tag. But still, some gusty winds, maybe up to 60 miles per hour. Right around Lewis, it's probably raining in buckets right now based on this radar. So just be aware of the severe thunderstorm warning up here, and just zooming out, this is all we have. Once it kicks on out here, we may get additional storms, but for the time being, this is pretty much it. So that's some good news. Once this pushes offshore, when the tornado warning expires at around 3:15 p.m., we'll be good for the time being. So this tornado warned storm, this complex right here, it's trying to get some rotation in. Again, kind of this comma shape. That's an indication that the storm is trying to rotate. I personally haven't seen too much evidence of rotation on the velocity. I've been checking that a lot, and luckily it just haven't seen that too much. So goodness on that. And so this old tornado warning right here, this is going to expire in 1 minute. 1 minute. So pretty much around the Georgetown area, you're all clear. Just a little bit of light rain. And the atmosphere is likely used up. The energy in the atmosphere is used up locally around that area. So we'll zoom in, and we got this new tornado warning in progress for this polygon right here. See this polygon? That includes Frankfort, Selbyville, Fenwick Island, Ocean View, Long Neck, and Millsboro, all those towns and the surrounding areas. And there you go, that old tornado warning has just expired. But all around here, you want to be sheltered. That includes the lowest floor near the center away from windows. I'm repeating that because we may be having new people tuning in at times during this live cut-in. So right now we got some rain moving into Ocean View. This right here, probably likely the most potent part of the storm. In here, there could be some rain, or I should say hail, and definitely some heavy rain with this complex as well. So this is the tornado warning right now. This is going to be in effect until 3:15 p.m. For all of these surrounding areas. And then once this complex pushes offshore, we should hopefully be in the clear, which is definitely some good news. So we'll kind of zoom in and kind of name some towns that are pretty much at the bullseye of this really heavy rain. Israel Hall, West Beach, Oak Orchard, and Bullseye. Some areas that are included in the tornado warning with this complex. There's Millsboro right there. And areas south of there, not a lot of heavy rain, but even areas like Dagsboro, Frankfurt, and areas surrounding just towards the south of that, even Phillips Hill and Mission, just want to take the precaution, putting your tornado safety plan into place. You always want to pay respect to this tornado warning polygon because the National Weather Service wouldn't issue this willy-nilly. But again, I think this, of course, release regret. There's still no confirmation of a tornado, but the National Weather Service is seeing a rotation with this cell, so that's why they have the tornado warning. Of course, at least regret situation. So right now, we're starting to see the cell starting to exit Millsboro. Here's Bullseye, Dagsboro, Frankfurt, Blackwater, Longneck, and Bottoms Hill. You were not in the tornado warning, actually, but Ocean View, you were included in this tornado warning. So all of these towns that I mentioned, we're watching this cell right here, this storm cell. Could produce some gusty winds, and we did see that at the end. It actually is raining quite hard at Dagsboro. Hopefully the Skycam is actually working right now. We'll see if this can. There we go. So this is the scene at Dagsboro right now. Notice the trees, not a lot of winds. That's good news, but a lot of heavy rain, and there's probably some lightning. Not seeing any right now, but it's probably one of those situations where you may not see too many gusty winds, some patches of gusty winds, and then there's more so like if we get a tornado touchdown, that would cause the most amount of damage. But we're just not seeing any evidence of that right now. So this is the scene at Dagsboro right now. And Dagsboro is one of the locations that's within the tornado warning. So thankfully, we're not seeing too much potent weather, just a lot of heavy rain, some thunder and lightning, and I've been seeing evidence of some hail as well. So we'll go back to the radar scene and show you what's going on. Just kind of get your bearings straight on where the storm cell is with this newly issued tornado warning. And again, right here we got some heavy rain, maybe some hail. If there were to be a rotation, here's Millsboro. I would think this would be the greatest area of concern right here. So I'm going to zoom into this and we'll kind of see what's going on. So here's Phillips Head right now with like some heavy rain, maybe some hail, and this not just, I guess what the National Weather Service is concerned about, this is where you could potentially have a rotation signature. While I'm not seeing that on the radar, on the velocity radar, I should say, this is Millsboro, this is Holiday Acres, Phillips Head, and kind of the surrounding area. I would assume that this would be the greatest area of concern. Let me, let's see here. And I am seeing reports, actually, right around the Phillips Head area, I am seeing reports of some hail, actually, or right around Millsboro, I should say. Hail up to quarter size, and I'm seeing reports at around Millsboro of hail up to 1.75 inches. That is golf ball sized hail. So as we've been talking about, there's the potential for some fairly substantial hail with this cell, but right now we've got this little notch at Phillips Head. I would say that may be an area of concern where there may be some potential rotation. I'm just going to check the velocity signature and on my phone. It looks a little bit more impressive than it did earlier. But still, I'm not overly concerned, but we'll zoom in and see if we can get our bearings straight. So maybe right around here, this is Mission, this is Millsboro, this is Dagsboro, right around here. Still not seeing anything overly impressive, so we're just going to kind of check back with that. But this is still, I think, what the National Weather Service is concerned about. This little notch right here where there could be a rotation. And if you're just joining us, we do have this tornado warning in effect. This is southeastern Sussex County. New tornado warning in effect until 3:15 p.m. Towns included here include Longneck, Millsboro, Selbyville, Fenwick Island, Ocean View, and the surrounding areas. You want to be in your tornado safe place. You want to take your tornado safety precautions and plan into action. That is the lowest floor near the center of your house, away from windows, perhaps a closet, or maybe even a bathroom, or specifically an interior closet at your home. That would be the most safe place to be at this time right now. So this is the only tornado warning polygon. We even have a severe thunderstorm warning for the Lewis area. That includes Rehoboth Beach, actually, but this is not a tornado warning, but there could still be some strong wind gusts, some hail, and a lot of heavy rain as well, if nothing else. So just something else to be mindful of as well, but this is the only tornado warning that we have. Only one right now in the entire peninsula. So once this complex clears on out of here, hopefully we could get a nice break this afternoon with any potent thunderstorms. And right now, when I'm checking the radar, I'm not seeing really any evidence of wind damage, but I am seeing hail reports. So definitely good news. If there's no wind damage, that likely means no tornado has touched down, and any of the gusty winds aren't particularly damaging. So that's also very good news. So we'll stick with this tornado warning until 3:15 p.m. This will likely be the most concerning area. Right around here, this is kind of where your inflow notch would be and where your rotation could be. The warm, moist air feeding into that complex. And this is where you get your residual rain and some hail potentially as well. And the rain is coming down in buckets. I mean, aside from the tornado warning, you could be dealing with some fairly substantial ponding on roadways. Bullseye, Millsboro, Dagsboro, West Beach, Oak Orchard, Frankfort, and even Sherwood Acres. All of you are in the tornado warning, and right now we've got some rain that's coming down in buckets. This is some heavy stuff right here. But aside from that, we do have this tornado warning that the National Weather Service has issued. So I'm going to go see if the National Weather Service has mentioned anything new about this tornado warning. So yeah, it's no confirmed tornado, but it is a severe thunderstorm that is capable of producing a tornado. So that's why we have this tornado warning issued for southeastern Sussex County. So this right here could be the greatest area, and now we have a new radar scan. So we'll actually zoom out and see, and I would argue that this radar scan looks even less impressive than the previous radar scan. So that is really good news. Millsboro is starting to get in the clear now. So the worst of this is moving to your south and east, still within the tornado warning, so just remain sheltered. You want to keep respect to the polygon, but areas north and west of Millsboro, you're pretty much going to be in the clear with this complex. So we're really going to focus our attention to areas south and, there we go, to areas south and east. And it does look like we have newly issued severe thunderstorm warning for northeastern Worcester County. Now, here's the thing with this severe thunderstorm warning. This severe thunderstorm warning has a tornado possible tag with it, which means it's not a tornado warning, but with the thunderstorm complex coming in, the National Weather Service is saying that there could be a tornado that produces with the storm. So a severe thunderstorm warning right now in northeastern Worcester County. This includes Ocean Pines and much of Ocean City, the surrounding Ocean City area. So we're definitely going to be keeping an eye on that. That severe thunderstorm warning will be expiring at 3:30 p.m. So we're going to keep tabs on that later on. Until then, we do have the severe thunderstorm warning. This is southeastern Sussex County, in effect until 3:15 p.m. So still not seeing too many reports of substantial wind damage or any reports of wind damage. So very pleased to be reporting that. Still at this severe, this tornado warning in effect though. So we'll kind of zoom in and, Holiday Acres, Dagsboro, Frankfort, Omar, West Beach, Blackwater, under that tornado warning. So we're going to go ahead and just pull up the velocity again and see what we can find. All right. So again, nothing overly impressive. I'm always happy to report that, no, it's really broad, really broad. But that's, of course, released regret based on the reflectivity signatures. There could be some rotation with this cell. It's kind of taking on a supercell-like structure with that inflow notch. So we're just going to be cautious with this. A new tornado warning for, or it's not really new anymore, but this is the second tornado warning of the day, clearing to our south and east, in effect until 3:15 p.m. Get your bearings straight if you're just joining us. This is southeastern Sussex County, a new tornado warning. Fenwick Island, Ocean View, Long Neck, even Millsboro, even though I think the worst of your weather is moving to the south and east, Frankfort and Selbyville and surrounding areas, all under a tornado warning. This is Route 20, Route 113 within southeastern Sussex County, just to the south of Millsboro. Here's Long Neck, Route 24, and Ocean View. In Fenwick Island, the rain is starting to come down in buckets. So some really torrential rain with this complex. And along with this tornado warning in southeastern Sussex County, in northeastern Worcester County, we have this severe thunderstorm warning for potential damaging wind gusts, some hail, and the severe thunderstorm warning does have a tornado possible tag. So we need to be on guard with this and see what it does. And this will be in effect until 3:30 p.m. So again, we're going to keep tabs on this. So again, I'm not seeing too much evidence of debris being lofted or any wind damage. We'll put on the correlation coefficient product just to kind of show. Typically, with this product, it's kind of like what's not corresponding with everything else in the atmosphere. That would include debris, and this is just all mess. Typically, you would see a defined area of higher correlation coefficient values, and there's nothing defined. There's just no evidence of debris being lofted. So that's good news. We want it to stay that way. So hopefully the storm can remain behaved and we could get through this unscathed. And it's very possible we could. Again, this is probably just a course of least regression from the National Weather Service, right? Just a safety precaution. So we'll keep with this tornado warning. Now, the worst of this is well past Georgetown. It's passing Millsboro, even just kind of passing to the south, the Long Neck. Still have that severe thunderstorm warning towards north, Rehoboth Beach, Dewey Beach, Lewis, Delaware. That severe thunderstorm warning does not have a tornado tag, but still could be some pretty potent weather up there. This is the only tornado warning across the entire peninsula. The only one. We'll have to see if we get some additional stronger storms later this afternoon, but right now this is the only one. And actually, they just trimmed the amount of time, or actually no, they didn't. 3:15 p.m. still is the time for this tornado warning. And definitely areas, I think, south and southeast of Millsboro. And there we go, just like my thinking, kind of trims that tornado warning polygon to where I think the greatest area of concern is. So Millsboro is starting to come out of the clear right now. The National Weather Service, as a good idea, I do think, has trimmed down the tornado polygon. That means Long Neck, you are not in the tornado warning, so all clear on your end. So it's mainly going to be areas towards the east, south, and southeast of Millsboro. This is where the heaviest action is. So now we're going to zoom in and start to name in some more localized towns and kind of get your bearings straight. Or I should say we already got your bearings straight, showing you that this is in southeast Sussex County. So in this tornado warning, the newly trimmed tornado warning, we still have areas like Dagsboro, Frankfort. I'm looking at the Dagsboro camera right now, actually. Just a lot of heavy rain, but no strong winds. So definitely good news. Selbyville, Ocean View, and there's Fenwick Island right there. And here's Route 17. Boy, oh boy, is the rain coming down. So again, if nothing else, this is going to feature some really heavy rainfall and some large hail. We've seen reports of hail over 1 inch. And I'm sure we'll get ground truth with additional storm reports, and we'll show that on the news hour when we get those confirmations, if we can show them on our graphic system. So new tornado warning, or I should say, this is a tornado warning that's been newly trimmed for southeastern Sussex County, Fenwick Island, Ocean View, Frankfort, Selbyville. Millsboro is about to get out at the worst of the weather, but still in that tornado warning. So in Millsboro, you still want to be in your tornado safe spot, sheltered right now. So if you're just joining us, this is a newly issued a tornado warning for southeastern Sussex County. So Anywhere in this red polygon, you want to go through your tornado safety plan, right? That's the most interior part of your house, the lowest floor, and near the center of your house and away from windows. The best place would be an interior closet, just so we could get this thing to push on out of here and we could hopefully get through this unscathed. That would be the ideal situation. It's very possible that could happen as well in terms of the tornado warning. So I'll take a look at velocity, see if there's anything impressive. Yeah, it looks there's a little bit of like tightening on the radar signature. I'll kind of show what I'm talking about. It's really not impressive, and that's actually the wrong one. And I suppose, I mean, this is broad stuff. It's not tight. There's your green going towards away, right around Dagsboro, Frankfurt. You may be trying to get some rotation here, right? It's not tight, though. That is good news. That probably explains why I haven't been seeing any wind damage or any confirmation of tornado, and why this is only radar indicated and not a confirmed tornado warning. So that's really good news. So yeah, not looking impressive, too impressive, at least on the wind velocity. So again, we're going to go back to that, see if anything new pops up. And this is kind of a sloppy structure. Still, the tornado warning is in place. I would hope that this does not regain strength and we could get through this unscathed. But still, the tornado warning polygon further trimmed down within the past, like about 10 minutes or so. So that means, but still, Middlesbrough, Frankfurt, Selbyville, Fenwick Island, Ocean View, you're still within this tornado warning polygon south of Long Neck, but Long Neck itself is not within a tornado warning polygon. So that means you are all clear right now with this particular storm cell. And then just to the south there, if you're just joining us in northeastern Worcester County, around Ocean Pines and around Ocean City, we have a severe thunderstorm warning that has a tornado possible tag. And I'll see if the National Weather Service is still continuing with that tornado possible tag. They do, but it's not a tornado warning, but still want to keep on guard. And if nothing else, there's the potential for some really strong gusty winds with this complex, and even some large hail, which I've seen reports of hail over an inch in diameter, especially around the Middlesbrough area. So keep tabs on that. And let's see here. We have this severe thunderstorm warning with no tornado tag. That's going to be expiring within about 10 minutes, right up here at around Rehoboth Beach and Lewis, Dewey Beach. So still got this complex. Just be mindful of that. We're going to focus a little more attention on this tornado warning, though. But the weather could get pretty feisty up there as well. So again, the only tornado warning here, we'll name a few towns. All the towns I'm listing that are in the tornado warning: Frankfurt, Selbyville, Sherwood Acres, Roxana, Johnson, South Bethany Beach and Fenwick Island, and Ocean View. Everyone here is within this tornado warning, this tornado warned storm that will expire at 3:15 p.m. Now, this should be the last one, the last tornado warning. Maybe if things get a little bit feisty, we'll have to keep tabs on northeastern Worcester County. But for the time being, there's not a heck of a lot of concern for down there, but we'll keep an eye on it. But all of these towns are within the tornado warning. So we want to take this seriously. Again, your tornado safe spot, lots of heavy rain. And again, I'm happy to report the structure isn't too impressive in terms of seeing rotation, but we'll actually put on the lightning. See how much lightning we could see from this. See if I could get the lightning up here. And we'll save that. And unfortunately, I can't get the lightning up right now. In fact, maybe we can see. The lightning doesn't seem to be working right now. Not sure why, but actually, yeah. Well, we'll just say there's a lot of lightning, but not sure why the lightning system isn't working right now. But I would assume there's quite a bit of lightning, though I'm not seeing much lightning at Dagsboro, and I'm looking at Dagsboro Skycam right now. We're actually taking it there right now. Conditions are starting to improve, right? So skies are starting to clear. The worst of it is not within the area right now, and based on what I saw in the Skycam, but we did not see any strong winds, just a lot of heavy rain. Didn't even see too much lightning as well. So Dagsboro got away with this unscathed. always good news. And we're still eyeing this tornado warning until 3:15 p.m. for southeastern Sussex County. Let's see what the National Weather Service has to say with this. So we're still going with the tornado warning, so we're going to stick with this until it's expired, and then hopefully we can be on our way. But we definitely want to, everyone to be aware of this tornado warning. So some of this heavy rain is just towards the south of Dagsboro. There's some more heavy rain just towards the west, but I'm not seeing much rotation with that, but a lot of heavy rain. I'm actually looking at my app right now, and I can tell you that there's quite a bit of lightning, especially right here I'm seeing. I'm not sure why our lightning system isn't working for the time being, but Roxana, Sherwood's Acres, a lot of heavy rain, at least just to the south of Sherwood Acres, and some really torrential downpours. So all these locations, even South Bethany, Ocean View, Fenwick Island, Sherwood Acres, still Millsboro. I heard some thunder actually outside the studio. Frankfort, Roxana, Selbyville, all within this tornado warning polygon. We're going to once again get your bearing straight and show you. Look how calm it is elsewhere. Look how calm it is. There's no storm activity right now. Excuse me. This is the only activity right now. Just this non-tornadic severe thunderstorm warning around the Lewis area. Southeastern Sussex County, you have that tornado warning. And we're keeping tabs on northeastern Worcester County, right around Ocean Pines, right there. It's severe thunderstorm warning. That's in effect until 3:30 p.m. And this severe thunderstorm warning does have a tornado possible tag. So again, we're going to check back on there, especially after this tornado warning expires, and see what the National Weather Service wants to do. I did not think they would really extend this tornado warning, but I was wrong on that, so we'll see. We'll keep tabs on this area. So until then, I mean, this tornado warning is still in effect. It's honestly, it's kind of a sloppy structure right now. So again, there could be a little bit of veering of winds, perhaps with the sea breeze, low-level veering of the winds. We've seen that before around here. So again, this thing could potentially reorganize. There's a lot of instability to work with. Only just a little bit of trigger today can spark a really potent storm. So that's kind of the environment we've been in today. So we'll zoom in, and there's Millsboro, Dagsboro, Frankfort. A lot of heavy rain, probably some thunder and lightning. Lighter rain just towards the west around Mission. You're just kind of on the cusp with this tornado warning. I wouldn't expect there to be too much concern over there. So just some light rain over there. Even kind of Millsboro, really kind of getting out of the thick of this storm. It's mostly just areas points south and west. This kind of complex right here that we're eyeing. And I have a mobile radar with me on my phone, so I'm kind of keeping tabs to see if there's any impressive rotation signatures or any impressive debris signatures. If I'm not seeing an impressive rotation signature, though, I certainly am not going to see an impressive debris signature with this. And I'm still not seeing any reports of too much wind damage with this. That's really good news. I'm so happy to hear that, or see that, I should say, and happy to report that. But the National Weather Service is still going with this tornado warning, right, until 3:15 p.m. This is southeastern Sussex County. This complex is moving towards the south and east and should hopefully be done with this, or at least this tornado warning polygon, until 3:15 p.m. So right now, Bullseye, West Beach, Ocean View, you're still in the tornado warning, but the heaviest weather and the most potent weather is to your south right now. But right now, it actually looks like we're getting some really heavy rain at Dagsboro right now. I'm just kind of keeping tabs on the Dagsboro sky cam right now. I can see it from here. Not a lot of heavy rain right now, but you're going to get some torrential rain right now. Again, could be some really gusty winds. We saw evidence of, like maybe here, but again, it's not very organized, right? So we're still going to pay respect to this tornado warning, right? Tornado warning for southeastern Sussex County. So we want to be in our tornado safe spot. If you're in southeastern Sussex County, basically around Ocean View, Selbyville, Fenwick Island, Millsboro points southwest, or I should say southeast and south. This is Route 113 between Selbyville and Millsboro. You're getting some torrential rain right now, really coming down, a lot of heavy rain. And you're in that tornado warning, so you want to be sheltered. You want to be sheltered right now. We'll kind of pay a little bit more attention to here. So there's, there's Sherwood Acres, there's Roxana, there's Johnson right now, there's Route 28, and South Bethany, Fenwick Island, and there's Swan Keys, right? All these locations, you're in this tornado warning. A lot of heavy rain, probably some gusty winds, and you're probably going to get some hail. At least a handful of folks within this polygon will probably be seeing some hail. Some of that hail, as we've seen, as I've been talking about, I should say, has been big. Over an inch of hail will be possible. Hey, look at that. Our lightning system is working now. That's some good news. So sometimes you can gain the potency of a storm based on how much lightning there is, right? And it's a fairly feisty storm cell. There's quite a bit of lightning here, right? A good lightning show with this complex. So there's a bit of oomph with this. It's just a matter of, can we get rotation with this? And there's probably going to be some gusty winds as well, strong wind gusts at that. So National Weather Service still keeping this tornado warning, and they don't have really too much incentive to cancel it right now. So we're going to keep with this tornado warning. So a lot of lightning, a lot of heavy rain, right? The maybe scary weather out there. We do have this tornado warning. So again, even then, you don't want to be outside in this. Just a lot of heavy rain, a lot of thunder and lightning, and just kind of nasty out there with this thunderstorm coming in. The thunderstorm that has prompted this tornado warning. So we have about 20 minutes with this tornado warning until the National Weather Service decides to cancel this, right? So we're going to zoom in. This is the Frankfurt area. I mean, yeah, you may see a little inflow notch here. We're actually going to turn off the lightning right now. I just want to show you how much lightning there is. Sometimes you can gain the potency of a storm with that. And there's certainly quite a bit of lightning with this. So again, a big mass of rain. This thunderstorm complex, this is southeastern Sussex County. Severe thunderstorm warning, and we'll actually take a look at that. And I think, yeah, no, that severe thunderstorm warning will expire in 2 minutes with this departing complex, and there is no tornado warning tag with that. Certainly good news, right? So again, we got another radar scan, right? Just a big glob of rain, heavy rain, Frankfurt, north of Selbyville, Route 113 between Selbyville and Frankfurt, and Millsboro as well. A lot of lightning, right? Kind of scary out there. But thankfully, I just have been seeing too much evidence to indicate that there would be too much rotation. It's actually another batch of heavy rain that's developed to the west of Millsboro. However, there's no lightning with this. So that means it's not a very potent cell. And like what I've been saying, with this complex moving through, it's eating up a lot of the energy, the available instability for strong storms. So I don't think we'll have too much concern with this one, which is good news. So we're going to keep tabs here. So we still have this tornado warning polygon. I would assume, as what we've been seeing in not too long of a time from now, we may once again see this tornado warning polygon kind of be more trimmed down. I would not be surprised if this trims down to maybe at around the Ocean View area. You'd be on the cusp, or maybe you just get south of that. But you're still in the tornado warning, right? So you just want to stay sheltered, right? Don't want to risk it. You know, it's not worth it. So, and we'll just stick with this, right? We'll write this out. So we do have this tornado warning. If you're just joining us, for southeastern Sussex County, I'll name some of the towns that we'll probably have to see the most concern for maybe some strong wind gusts probably, and the potential for a tornado, though we don't have any confirmation right now. So let's go with Frankfurt, Selbyville, Roxana, Sherwood Acres, Ocean View as well, but right now the most potent weather is to your south. South Bethany, and here's Fenwick Island. A lot of heavy rain, and you are within this tornado warning. So even Little Georgetown as well, right on the county line, the state line as well. You just want to pay caution with this, right? So your tornado safety plan, right? Any of those towns I listed, and anywhere in southeastern Sussex County. I'm gonna zoom out once again. Only tornado warning on the entire peninsula right now. Ocean View, Millsboro, points south, and even Little Georgetown, the county line, points north, you're under a tornado warning. So with this in mind, the tornado warning that's supposed to cancel in 15 minutes, you want to take your tornado safety precaution plan in action, right? Lowest floor, the most interior part of your house, and near the center and away from windows is the most ideal situation. So right now, I'm not seeing really new reports of some damaging hail. Again, right around the Millsboro area, we had golf ball sized hail. So definitely that's a possibility. And that in itself can do damage, right, to car window shields, and maybe downing some small tree limbs. So that in and of itself is pretty bad. You don't want to be outside in that. Just overall, you don't want to be outside in this. So we do have this new cell that blossomed just to the west of Millsboro. It's not part of the tornado warning. And some lightning is starting to develop with this, but the velocity tells me that there's just no rotation with this. Just a big glob of rain, maybe some thunder or lightning, but that's pretty much it. So I don't think there's too much concern with that. And again, I'm not seeing too much evidence of rotation. I mean, you can see for yourself, right? This is fairly unorganized. Still want to take the tornado warning seriously, right? Any tornado warning, and there we go, just like my thinking. The tornado warning has been trimmed down now, though Ocean View is still within the tornado warning. So what are towns that we can call all clear? Well, for example, Millsboro, Phillips Head, Holiday Acres, Bullseye, all clear. You're not in the tornado warning. So you can come out of shelter and you're pretty much all good. So now we have this trimmed down tornado warning, that is still in effect until 3:15 p.m. And we're still, again, if you're just joining us, we're still keeping tabs on a severe thunderstorm warning just to the south. This is northeastern Worcester County for the potential for damaging winds and hail over an inch in diameter as well. Hail up to as much as 1.5 inches as possible, as indicated by this severe thunderstorm warning in northeastern Worcester County, I should say. And we still have a tornado possible tag in this severe thunderstorm warning. So we're definitely going to be watching you folks down there. In the meantime, though, this active severe thunderstorm, or I should say tornado warning, still in place for southeastern Sussex County with this thunderstorm complex. So this includes the tip of Dagsboro, just kind of keeping a look at the Dagsboro sky cam, and not a whole lot of activity right now. So some good news on that. And if anything, actually, maybe we can look south of Dagsboro and see what's going on, perhaps, if we could change the camera view of Dagsboro. I'll get the Dagsboro cam up, and we'll see what's going on with this view. See if we can find any lightning or any impressive storm structures that, cloud structures, I should say, that may pose any cause for concern. So we'll turn the camera around, we'll have it face due south, and we'll see what we can find there. I'm keeping tabs on the radar on my phone right now as I'm doing this, in case anything concerning pops up. So we'll face it to the south and see what we can find. So there's some clearing skies right there. We just had some heavy rain. I didn't see any strong winds with this. And this is kind of looking into the brunt of the storm activity right now. Kind of hard to see. Again, it's all calm in Dagsboro. And I think we just saw a lightning strike. Got some heavy rain. I mean, nothing too overly concerning, but this is kind of looking south, and yeah, you could definitely see some of those puffy, darker clouds. We had some clearing when looking towards the north, but the opposite direction, we do have those dark clouds. But nothing potent right now in Dagsboro. Always good news. So we'll bring it back to the radar, see what's going on. Still at this tornado warning for southeastern Sussex County. That has been trimming down, but this tornado warning itself is still in effect until 3:15 p.m. This is kind of just a glob of rain. I'm not too concerned with this. So good news on that end. I don't think there's going to be anything strong with that, but we'll keep an eye on it. But I wouldn't see too much concern with that. So this structure, this cell, is now starting to approach north northeastern Worcester County. And we'll see if the National Weather Service in Wakefield, because this is in control by the National Weather Service for Philadelphia, the Mount Holly office. So kind of two National Weather Service offices. We'll see what the National Weather Service of Wakefield does with this severe thunderstorm warning in northeastern Worcester County. We'll see if they'll pull the trigger for a tornado warning. And I'm still not seeing too much evidence that there should be an extension of this tornado warning. We'll turn off this lighting right now, kind of getting in the way. You get the idea. There could be a lot of lightning with this. So, a lot of heavy rain. Again, as I've been saying, this notch would be the most cause for concern, I don't think, for rotation, but it's just not too overly impressive. But still, we're going to, pay respect to this tornado warning. Right? Folks that are still in the tornado warning, Little Georgetown, kind of on the cusp of it, Selbyville, Roxana, Sherwood Acres, Johnson, South Bethany, and Fenwick Island, all in the tornado warning. This complex is moving towards the east and southeast, and we should be done with this hopefully in the next 10 minutes or so. And then hopefully we don't get any mischievous weather going into northeastern Worcester County. So this is the complex right now, and it's moving not at an incredibly fast speed, but at around 15, 20, 25 miles per hour or so. It's kind of moving due south and southeast with this complex. This tornado warning still in effect until 3:15 p.m. Kind of moving to the south and southeast. So around here, just kind of towns that need to be on guard within the next few minutes. Just to the south of that area, just a few roads across the county line. You definitely want to be on guard with this. So basically, we're going to be keeping an eye on for northeastern Worcester County for any potential mischievous weather. And again, I'm looking at my radar on my phone right now, not seeing anything too impressive with the velocity signatures, but again, could be an instance where we get a sea breeze induced backing of the winds, adding a little bit of low-level rotation. So we'll see how this plays out, but pretty much areas north of Frankfort, right around Ocean View, you're going to be in the clear, I think, sooner rather than later. And it's mostly just areas, I'd say, south and southeast of Frankfort and right around the Selbyville area. We'll kind of zoom in to where the heaviest rain is falling and kind of get an idea on where it's the most potent right now. So right now we got some really heavy rain in Roxana. It's starting to get into Johnson right now. And kind of even right here at Bayard, some moderate rain out there. But right around this area, it's raining in buckets right now. A lot of heavy rain, thunder and lightning. And I'm still not seeing too many. There could be some rain. There could be some hail with this. I would not be surprised. Just to the north and the north and east of Bishopville, there could be some hail with this. So definitely, again, that could do damage in and of itself. But just to get your bearings straight, the non-tornadic severe thunderstorm warning has expired in northeastern Sussex County. And then we have this tornado warning, southeastern Sussex County, and then a severe thunderstorm warning in northeastern Worcester County, right around the Ocean Pines area, with a tornado possible tag as well. So that means a tornado is possible, but it's not guaranteed that we'll get a tornado warning with that cell. So this tornado warning should expire within the next 6 minutes or so, and hopefully we'll be in the clear with this. And it looks like so far we're getting through this relatively unscathed, which is very good news. Hopefully we don't see any reports of damage later on in the day, but I've not seen any evidence of that, or any substantial damage, I should say, in terms of wind and a potential tornado. So we'll wait for the next volume scan of this whole complex. Again, I am not concerned, not really concerned with this. This is just a glob of rain, not even that heavy, so not really that potent. It's mostly just the activity south and east of there, right? So this tornado warning is still in effect. I'll look at the velocity, see if I see anything concerning to show you folks. And still not too much impressive rotation. And the bulk of this is gradually starting to lift away from the tornado warning polygon, right? Moving south and southeast. We're actually put on a radar loop and show you how this thing has been progressing, right? So it's been moving southeast, right around in this direction. So that's why areas around Ocean Pines, northeastern Worcester County just needs to be on guard for some really heavy rain, a lot of lightning, and there could potentially be some strong wind gusts. And we'll see if the National Weather Service in Wakefield pulls the trigger on a new tornado warning. Not sure if that's going to happen, but we'll keep an eye on it, right? So hopefully we'll only be on for about 5 more minutes or so, and then if the tornado warning is not extended, just know that areas in northeastern Worcester County, looks like the severe thunderstorm warning may have just been trimmed. I guess that makes sense because it's kind of more focused in this direction. So Ocean Pines, West Ocean City, North Ocean City, you're going to get some heavy rain, thunder, lightning, maybe some strong gusty winds. Definitely going to be stormy soon. And actually, it just looks like we may have just gotten a new radar scan. Yep, just a big glob of rain, right? We'll turn on the lightning, see how much lightning there is. You're going to see a lot of lightning, folks. In fact, why don't we go ahead, see if we can pull up the Ocean City camera. See what's going on over there. Probably a lot of thunder and lightning. It's going to get stormy out here. No doubt about that, with a lot of rain and thunder and lightning in northeastern Worcester County. And I can already see that it looks fairly active at Ocean City. Oh, we got to get the sky cam up. So just kind of seeing a row with you right now. I should say Ocean City right now. Some rain, and it's probably going to get stormy in there, or over there, I should say, within probably in the next 15 minutes or so. So just be on guard for some stormy weather for folks in northeastern Worcester County. Until then, this tornado warning. Let's see actually if the National Weather Service says anything about extending this or trimming it down. All right, so we still got this tornado warning. We'll see if we get a smaller area of a newly issued tornado warning that may have to linger for a little bit while longer. And we'll also see if the National Weather Service in Wakefield decides to pull the trigger for a tornado warning for folks in this severe thunderstorm warning polygon. So in this severe thunderstorm warning polygon, areas that could get stormy soon within the next 15 minutes or so, right? Showell, Taylorville, Ocean Pines, and Ocean City points north. You are probably going to get quite stormy. A lot of heavy rain. It may look quite a bit vicious out there. But again, just be on guard. We're tracking this storm cell, and the tornado warning should expire in 2 minutes. And that's the case. We can leave you to your regularly scheduled programming. But if anything else materializes in terms of a new tornado warning, we will be back. And before we go, as this tornado warning may be expiring, we'll see if it does or not. Just know that northeastern Worcester County could get stormy out there. You may have a lot of lightning, some torrential rain, maybe some gusty winds and hail. But right now, we're just not seeing too much evidence of too much concern for an additional tornado warning. But we'll see what the National Weather Service does. Just kind of get your bearings straight. If we are about to leave, we do have a low cell right here, south of Millsboro, but no severe storms. I'll even zoom out even further. Look how isolated this is. There's nothing else right now. We could get additional storms later this afternoon that we will keep an eye on. But for the time being, this is just it right now. Just this activity. Really good news. Hopefully the weather can stay fairly behaved in terms of any potent storms going forward. But there's a potential for at least some more thunderstorms, even into tonight as well. Could maybe be a bit on the stronger side. I would think overall the tornado threat will be lowered over the course of the day, though. So if all goes good, this tornado warning should be gone. So the National Weather Service says the storm which has prompted this warning has weakened below severe limits and has exited the warning area. So the warning will be allowed to expire. So there we go. So with this in mind, no tornado warnings, just a severe thunderstorm warning with a possible tornado tag. So we'll return you to your regularly scheduled programming right now. A lot of heavy rain and lightning. And if anything else materializes, we'll be back on air. Until then, this is meteorologist Eric Alf, and have a great day.